Any capacity, and however this may resonate for you, if you have been thinking about leveling up something in your life, there's a message coming through that you need to be open to receiving as well. The receiving component of energy, to be open to receiving, really deeply stems from a strong or confident inner divine feminine energy. Stick with me here, it's going to make sense. So the inner divine feminine energy is basically representative of the right brain. Okay, we got the right brain, left brain. One side of the brain that has to deal with emotions and processing that, the other side that has to deal with logic. Okay, so in terms of the saying as above, so below, in terms of the right and left hemisphere, one being a feeling side, the other being a thinking side, that is on the earth plane echoed in a higher dimension. Okay, we're in the third dimension, so you can think of it as right and left brain, but also we have each and every one of us estrogen and testosterone in our body. Obviously, women have more estrogen, whereas men have more testosterone, but we each and every one of us carry both of those male and female hormones, if you will. So you've got the right and left brain on the third dimension and the association with both hormones being in our body. But when you take it above, okay, as above, so below, when you take it above and upper dimensions, that is what we associate with an inner masculine and inner divine feminine energy. Traditionally in spirituality, we say that the inner divine feminine energy, our inner feminine energy, really has a connection to our relationship with the women in our lives. Okay, the maternal energies, our mothers, and also that kind of coexists with psychology, right? With the inner child, if you will, and some of the traumas that we acquire. And if we have certain wounds, the way that we act in our adulthood is kind of a reflection of those wounds, or sometimes things that maybe we weren't hurt, but we're picking up through observation or through experience. Okay, so all of these different aspects of psychology all dwindles down to that inner divine masculine and feminine energy. And of course, the inner masculine energy is all about how you take action in your life. If you want to receive, you can't just do the action, which is actually super important. A lot of people get stuck on that point, but this message is specifically for the people who have done the action, but they're not allowing themselves to receive. You can be a giver, but still be open to receiving. It's your time, okay? Be open to receiving anything and everything from everywhere, which means also being open to receiving that level up as well. In order for you to receive that level up, you need to be open to receiving in general. You need to be opening your heart space, accessing kind of a vulnerable place within yourself that might bring up some triggers and fears around not having that thing, might bring up some observations around your relationship with control and timing. And these are all things that come up for anyone that is going to level up in their life. There's a series of certain kind of tasks or to-dos for the soul before they can level up, and that is being tested with, are you able to handle that level up though? In order for you to handle that level up, you need to be open to receiving in other areas of your life, not over-giving or overextending your energy, which means not oversharing, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable with you. It doesn't mean you have to do that with everyone, but at least with yourself. There's moving parts to this journey, and it's not a one-road track or one-size-fits-all. I say this in so many videos, okay? Any channeler like myself can share the quick fix-it with these channeled messages, but you have to take into consideration, it's like, we give you the timing, for example, but like timing takes its own road. It takes its own kind of path, and you have to experience the timing in your own journey. You know, it's like sometimes, you know how 8 hours feels like 8 hours, but sometimes it feels like 3 hours, and other times it feels like way too many hours, like over 24 hours. It's like the day sometimes feels like it's dragging. So your perception around time is equally a metaphor in this case. The way that you perceive time differently sometimes, depending on what you're doing or if you're living in the present, is the same way with receiving that level up. You're going to receive that level up when you're meant to, but it first starts with not just taking the action, but being open to receiving in general. Heal that feminine energy.